Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
Good evening everyone. There's been an outpouring of grief during a vigil for the young man who drowned at Hobart's waterfront earlier this week. Hundreds of people paying tribute to Dipinderjeet Singh, remembered for his warm and cheeky personality.
A cherished son, brother, friend and integral part of Tasmania's community. 2 minutes silence to remember 27-year-old Dipinderjeet Singh.
It's still hard to believe, as you know, he's all these things, his car still at home, and you just like a thing, he's just out there and he's gonna be home like any moment.
Hobart providing bright skies on a dark day for hundreds of grief-stricken people.
Perhaps our young man is up there, shining his light upon us.
The vigil's strong turnout, a reflection of Dipinderjeet's infectious personality.
He brought laughter and warmth into our workplace with that cheeky smile and of course his big muscles.
Like many of us, he arrived also in this beautiful town with aspirations, dreams and the ambition for a better future.
Moving to Australia to study, Dipinderjeet's life was suddenly and violently cut short. Pushed into the River Derwent on Monday night during an alleged aggravated robbery. 4 people have since been charged, including a 17-year-old boy facing 1 count of manslaughter.
There is no place for violence here. And we will continue to work together to keep our community a safe place.
At least half of the offenders are currently on bail.
We can provide a modicum of comfort by reassuring and having trust in the legal system and in the justice system and the judiciary system that the justice will be served soon.
The crowd carrying flowers to the site of Dipinderjeet's drowning. His body now in the process of being repatriated to his family in India thanks to funds raised by the community. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
State Labor is calling on the Premier to pull the election trigger, saying it's spending too much time focused on itself rather than the cost of living crisis. The opposition is confident it has the means to take power.
Labor's ready for an early election. We've pre-selected the vast majority of our candidates, and our candidates are already in communities talking with Tasmanians about issues that matter to them.
But the government has hit back at the criticism, saying it's seeking stability and certainty in Parliament.
They bring chaos. What we want to bring is jobs and economic security, cost of living support, investment into essential services like health and education.
An early election will depend on how negotiations between Jeremy Rockliff and former Liberal MPs Lara Alexander and John Tucker play out next week. Tasmania's Health Department has defended its revamped complaints process after the body representing the state's doctors raised concerns about the new system. The independent body was created in response to damning findings from last year's Commission of Inquiry. However, the AMA says suspensions are being handed out too quickly, making it hard to retain staff.
The pendulum swung too far and the reactions are too strong and too aggressive without allowing for natural justice.
A department spokesperson says the framework is consistent with other states, also saying stakeholders were consulted during its development. Meanwhile, the state government has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting a private hospital co-located with the General Hospital, Launceston General. It comes after Calvary Healthcare decided to withdraw from the project based on escalating costs. Health Minister Guy Barnett said the Rockliff government remained committed to partnering with providers to see the project through. The AMA says it's extremely disappointed over the decision. The state government was today keen to show it was business as usual. Deputy Premier Michael Ferguson was in Devonport confirming a contract with a local company to provide product for the new Spirit of Tasmania vessels.
Getting on with business, Deputy Premier Michael Ferguson, accompanied by his ministerial colleague Felix Ellis at Fairbrothers Devonport factory. Fairbrother, the latest Tasmanian company to be awarded a contract for the construction of 2 new Spirit of Tasmania ships. The company chosen to manufacture the tables using Tasmanian timbers for the new vessels currently being built in Finland.
There's 8 different types of feature tables, which are the specialty Tasmanian timbers, and then over 300 of the laminate tables, so we're talking weeks and weeks of work.
The contract will directly employ 44 joinery workers at the company, Fairbrother joining a long list of Tasmanian businesses already signed up to provide goods and services.
This means jobs for northern Tasmania, it means certainty and a quality product. And again, it's another demonstration of our real commitment to getting jobs for Tasmanians.
It's the 30th contract the state government has signed for construction of the 2 new spirits, having done a deal to secure a commitment to incorporate up to $100 million in local content.
The great thing about Fairbrothers is that it's located in Devonport and very, very handy to us when we need to do some repairs and maintenance.
The new vessels, which are being built by RMC, one of Europe's largest shipbuilding companies, are expected to arrive in Australia in 2025. Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
There were depleted fields at Mowbray last night after Tasmania's leading harness racing trainer Ben Yole was forced to withdraw dozens of horses after Tas Racing issued a ban. It follows adverse findings made against Mr Yole in the Murrahy report into race fixing. The Racing Minister says it's important to uphold the integrity of racing across Tasmania.
Ultimately, we need to work through a process with this. Our decisions need to be withstand scrutiny and beyond legal challenge, and it's important that we work through those in a methodical manner so that the right decision can be come to.
The Tasmanian Trotting Club says all races are set to be run at Mowbray on Sunday, despite the large number of scratchings. One of the world's most advanced polar research vessels has arrived on its maiden visit to Tasmania. German icebreaker, the RV Polarstern, set to call the Port of Hobart home for the next week. The vessel is well known in Arctic and Antarctic research circles for its advanced technology and groundbreaking research achievements. The visit expected to facilitate scientific exchange with the University of Tasmania and other local polar research and science organisations. Launceston's leading summer celebration of food and drink is off to a bumper start, with 10,000 people expected through its gates for the first full day. Crowd numbers have returned to pre-COVID times for Festivali, with more than 70 stall holders and star-studded music lineups to entertain ticket holders. The party wraps up tomorrow and is expected to inject millions of dollars into the local economy. Former Tiger Ben McDermott has frustrated Tasmania on day 1 of their Sheffield Shield clash against the Bulls in Brisbane. Scoring a century against his old team, he helped the Bulls overcome a slow start and put a competitive score on the board.
With the BBL over, the Tigers' focus was back on the Shield. They made a dream start, Gabe Bell nabbing Angus Lovell for a duck, before Billy Stanlake removed danger man Matt Renshaw.
Oh, what a catch! Wow. He's absolutely pulled in a screamer there behind square leg.
When an attempted pull from Joe Burns landed in Gabe Bell's hands, the Bulls were limping at 3 for 24. Former Tiger Ben McDermott and Jack Clayton steadied the ship with a 35-run partnership. Jared Freeman, however, ended Clayton's innings on 26. McDermott kept the scoreboard ticking over, passing 50 after lunch in style.
During the summer, goes big. That might have gone all the way. We'll check. The umpire has gone for 6.
Jimmy Pearson reached 23 before Bell claimed his 3rd wicket. Aggression from Michael Nisa helped Queensland score vital runs leading into tea. He fell short of 50 though, Stanlake and Jake Doran combining to remove him. McDermott, a shining light with the bat. Blasting 12 fours and 2 sixes, he brought up his century in typical fashion.
McDermott pulls it high, Stanlake's down there to try and catch it and takes the nose, missed it. It's gone for 6, which brings up his century as well.
His 146 gave the Bulls runs when they desperately needed them. Queensland all out for 282. Tasmania with work to do tomorrow. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
And a bowling masterclass has put Tasmania back on the WNCL winners list. Batting first, half centuries from Elise Villani and Heather Graham had the Tigers on top. But a mid-innings collapse saw them lose 4 for 9, eventually making 8 for 223. In reply, Western Australia were cruising at 2 for 96, but Lauren Smith and Heather Graham teamed up to skittle WA's middle order.
That's a great catch. And she's bowled up. Edgar trying the reverse and gets bowled. The Tigers are on.
The visitors bowled out for 171 as Tasmania got revenge for Thursday's shock loss after an unbeaten season. Western United's women's side has claimed a win as the A-League returned to Hobart this afternoon. The home side took just 90 seconds to open the scoring through Jacqueline Savitsky. The Mariners struck back minutes later through Rolla Badawia. United regained the lead just before the half-hour mark.
Taranto off the crossbar, back to Keane, this time it's in.
They held on to win 2-1. In the men's, a call from the KAR decision, or VAR, gave Sydney a dream start at North Hobart Oval. The video ref intervened again just before half-time to help the Sky Blues double their lead. And Launceston cyclist Georgia Baker has won bronze in last night's Track Nations Cup Women's Team Pursuit. It was a tense race in Adelaide going down to the wire. Australia only managing to edge out Canada in the final lap.
Australia has got themselves back in front ahead of Canada to claim the bronze.
The team recording its fastest ride that day at 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
Good evening. Today, Hobart 29, Launceston and Burnie both 22, Devonport 21. A lovely 31 degrees recorded at Friendly Beaches today. Bushy Park not far behind with 29, Grove 27, Maria Island 25, Smithton 23, Lyowini warming up to 22, 21 for the Islands and Low Head, Strawn 20 degrees with minimum temperatures generally 1 to 3 degrees below average today. As we look over the state, overcast low cloud sits over the west and far south with clear and sunny skies elsewhere. A large spiral of mid to high level cloud associated with a tropical low over Queensland and the Northern Territory border. Tomorrow a high extends a ridge over southern WA, an area of low pressure sits over central parts of Australia and a weak ridge is over southern Queensland and the New South Wales border. West to northwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots, tending south to southeasterly in the southeast. Southwesterly swells building up to 6 metres in the west and south. Tomorrow, Hobart, showers 21, showers also for Richmond 24. Showers are likely to ease in Ouse, 27's the top. 29 and partly cloudy in Launceston as Festivale sets to wrap up day 3. Late showers for Devonport 23 and much the same for Deloraine with 25. Late showers for Burnie 23. Rain easing in Strawn 21, partly cloudy in Curry 25. The mercury climbing in St Helens 30 degrees with a possible shower, a shower or two for Swansea 27, fine and sunny in Whitemark 25's the maximum. Looking now to the 3-day forecast, Monday showers contracting to the northeast during the afternoon. Tuesday showers continue about the northeast extending to the west in the afternoon. Wednesday showers about the west and far south, fine elsewhere apart from possible showers about the northeast during the evening. To mainland capital cities now, possible showers in Darwin 32, partly cloudy in Perth 27, sunshine expected for Adelaide, Melbourne, Canberra and Sydney, Brisbane partly cloudy with 32 degrees. Looking now at current conditions this Saturday evening, Hobart partly cloudy with 23. It's windy in Launceston with 20, mostly sunny in Devonport with 21. And that's all from me on the weather front this Saturday evening, Michael.
Thanks for that, Kaya. Well, that is all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.